Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Thursday. Mrs. Mariani here for math today. So, you've been doing an awesome job with creating all of your information that we need to measure our data for our end of the week graph. I can't wait to see the final product. We're almost there, okay? There's a lot of pieces of information that go into measuring data, okay? So, it's not a quick little, oh, let me just ask you and great. No, there's a lot of different pieces that go into this. So you've been doing awesome. So pat yourself on the back. So today we're going to start getting closer to what the final product is going to look like. So Mrs. Mariani has included a paper that looks like this. Okay, we're going to use this to help us with our graph today. All right, to get us started. So it's important that the person looking at this information, knows what it's about. Okay, they might see these boxes, but they might not understand. Well, what are you asking me? So we need to always give our graph a title. Now, you know what a title is. Think about a title of a book. What's the title of a book's job? If you said it tells us the name of the book, kiss that brain of yours. Well, guess what? The title of a graph tells us what the graph is all about. So who remembers what data have I been collecting this whole week? If you said pizza toppings, you're right. So that's the title of my graph for today. It's going to be called Favorite Pizza Toppings. So the cool thing about this paper, you can hold it this way, horizontally, or you can hold it vertically. Now you don't have to use this one if you don't want to. You can also make your own, all right? But I've included it in with the weekly lesson plans if mom and dad want to print one out for you. I didn't put it on Seesaw because sometimes it's hard to write in tiny spaces in Seesaw, so I figured an actual paper copy would be better in this situation. So like I said, you don't have to print out. If you don't have a printer, you don't have to print out a graph that looks like this. You can make something like this yourself, just drawing out some of the boxes. All right. So I just said the first thing I have to do is give my graph a title. So I think I want to hold it horizontally today. So if I'm holding it horizontally, I would put my title on the top. So remember I said it was called what? That's right, Favorite Pizza Toppings. So right on top, I'm going to write Favorite Pizza Toppings. So anyone looking at my information would know that that's what this is. Let's say I wanted to hold it vertically. I would just do the same thing. At the top, I would write the title. Favorite Pizza Toppings. Okay, so it's the same thing. As long as you have your title at the top, it lets the person looking at the graph know what it's about. Okay, now the next thing we have to add are our labels. Now we know what labels are, right? We label things in our stories all the time. You draw a tree, we can label it tree. You know, we label things in diagrams. Well, the same thing on our graph. We need to label our graph so that the people looking at the information know what that they're looking at. If they look at this favorite pizza toppings, well, they don't really know anything yet. So I need to label with my favorite pizza toppings. All right, so remember the information that we collected to make it easier to look at it. I can see that the toppings that I'm looking at are pepperoni, cheese, sausage, and meatballs. So those are my labels. So I need to add them to my graph. So if I'm holding my graph vertically, up and down, I'm going to put my labels on the bottom, underneath each group. One group is going to be for each topping. So this one, I would write pepperoni. And since pepperoni is a big word, I could probably take up both of those boxes if I wanted to and color it all in. I'm going to leave a space for my next one. So cheese. All right. Then I have sausage. I'm leaving a space. You don't have to leave a space. I'm just leaving a space because my words were bigger. Sausage, and then meatball. All right. Or if I'm adding the titles this way, again, I could just add it underneath. Pepperoni. Okay. I'm going to leave a space because like I said, I don't have, if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things to label, then I would do it. But in this case, I only have 4 things that I'm labeling. So I have a little bit more room to play with my graph. So I'm going to skip a space. My next one's going to be my cheese spot. Okay, then sausage. So I'm going to skip a space so it's not all smushed. All right, sausage. And then again, I'm going to leave a space, and then I finally label meatball. All right, so now you see that I've done my labeling. I have my title, I have my labels. All right, now next on the side, okay, we're going to put our numbers. And we're going to start with the number 1 at the bottom. So next to this box, we're going to put the number 1. Then we're going to put the number 2 at the second box, 3 at the third box, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's how our graph should be labeled, ready to go. Then we will take the information that we have and we will make our final graph. Okay. All right, so now it's time for us to finally do the last step, and that's actually putting the information in our graph. Okay, so we're going to start at the bottom closest to our labels, and we're going to work our way up. So we're going to use the information that we collected to look at it in a simpler way. So I can see here that pepperoni had 2 people choose that. So I'm going to take one of my colors, either crayon or marker are fine. And because 2 people chose pepperoni, that means I'm going to fill in 2 boxes. But I don't start at the top, I start at the bottom. So if I'm coloring in 2 boxes, what number will it meet up with? Right, the number 2. So what I like to do is I like to put a dot in the amount of boxes that I have to color in to match. So I don't accidentally color in too many boxes, because if I color in too many boxes, it's not going to match my data. So 1 box over pepperoni, 2, because only 2 people told me that their favorite pizza topping was pepperoni. I like to outline the box as well. Sorry for my squeaky markers. And then I'm going to color them in. This is Mary Annie's doing a quick color. I hope you take your time to color yours in nice and neat. So I colored in the 2 boxes over pepperoni. So now if somebody's looking really quick at my graph, they're going to be able to see, oh, favorite pizza toppings, pepperoni? Oh, 2 people liked pepperoni. Now I like to use different colors for all the different labels because it's more pleasing to the eye and it's easier to see the information in a snap. So next is cheese. When I look at my tallies for cheese, I see that I have 5. So that means I need to color in 5 boxes. So again, I'm going to do 5 dots, start at the bottom, above cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So see, it matches with the number 5. I'm going to go ahead and outline my boxes to remind me to only color in those boxes because I want my data to match my information. So I'm going to do a quick color. Again, you're not doing a quick color. You're going to do it nice and neat. Excuse me. Okay, so now the person looking at my graph can see quickly, pepperoni, 2 people, cheese, 5 people. So now I see my next label is sausage. I look at my data and I see only one person likes sausage. So I'm going to pick a different color. I'm going to go ahead with purple. This one's quick and easy. Only one box. So I'm going to outline that one box and color it in. So now quickly you can see, oh, just one person liked sausage. Then finally, my last label is meatball. I look at my information quick at a glance. It's 2. So I'm going to pick a different color. So now I'm only going to put 2 boxes. So 1, 2 with my dots. Outline those boxes. And color in only those boxes so my data is accurate. It matches what I collected. So now someone looking at my graph in a quick glance could see that my graph is about favorite pizza toppings. The answers I received were pepperoni, cheese, sausage, and meatball, and they'd be able to see that I had 2 people like pepperoni, 5 people like cheese, 1 person said sausage, and 2 people said meatball. So I can get lots of information now looking so quickly. I can see which pizza topping was the most favorite. If you said cheese, you're right, because it had the most boxes. Which pizza topping was the least favorite? That means not as many. That's right, sausage, because sausage only had 1. And then which pizza topping was the favorite that was the same? It was equal. That would be pepperoni and meatball. We had 2 people say pepperoni and 2 people say meatball. So now your job is to go ahead and put your title, your labels, your numbers, and fill in your graph to show your collected data, and then take a picture on Seesaw and share your final graph. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Tomorrow, you will find out what new and exciting thing that you're going to be doing on Fridays for math. All right. So I hope you have a great day. Can't wait to see your graphs. Bye.